Hello, my freaky darlings. My name is Brooke, and today I'd like to tell you about my experience with the Adventure Project. Now, here at Flagler College, we are big fans of what is known as applied theater. It is social activism by way of theater. We use our art to help support marginalized groups in their struggles and hopefully find solutions between them and the rest of the world using our art, which I think is a fantastic idea and what theater's been doing for a very long time. I've had some experience with applied theater before I came to Flagler at Valencia College, mainly doing police trainings with the Orange County Sheriff's Department, most of which I can't tell you about because I signed an NDA, so, but I've been told by the cops that we've trained that it is incredibly helpful in their understanding of how to handle civilians. My main experience with applied theater here at Flagler is through a club that I'm part of on campus called Artists Striving to End Poverty, otherwise known as A-STEP. It is based out of New York and it is dedicated entirely to the idea of applied theater and its uses in the real world. It is headed up by my friend Riley, she's our president, and our faculty advisor is my professor Leah, and they are both very into using applied theater to make just even the community of St. Augustine so much better. Riley even wants to go to grad school for applied theater. I've mainly done workshops through it. I actually did a storytelling workshop at a local senior center with Riley last semester, which was a lot of fun to just sit and listen to these older people tell their stories about their lives and how often we just kind of brush that to the side. And I think that's so important that we hear those stories. Last Thursday, some of us from the club did a workshop with a woman from one of the local theaters named Amy Angelilli, who heads up this program called the Adventure Project at the theater. And the idea is using improv to tell these very pushed aside, marginalized stories. And our workshop was called Improving Your Activism Through Acting with Yes and it was one of the most raw and vulnerable and emotional experiences I've had since coming to Flagler, because basically what we did is we would go up and say something very revealing about ourselves, and somebody would say yes and then you'd say yes and talk, and then they'd say yes and talk, and you'd be done. But you had to say something that was very deep and very personal. Mine, and I can't believe I'm admitting this on camera, my first one was me not feeling like I was good enough, and my professor was my partner, and Leah, she was telling me that I was good enough, that I was warm and I was kind and I had so much to share, and to just have someone yes and that and say I hear you was very much an exercise in emphatic listening, which is so important, just like repeating back what people say to you, because it makes you feel heard, and I feel like that's all we really want, is to just be heard. And another exercise we did later was all together, there was like maybe 10 of us in the room planning a group together, like as a group planning something, and at first we just had to say flat out no to an idea, then we'd say yes but, and then yes and it was this really eye-opening experience about how we don't listen to each other enough and how we need to, because that's how things get done. And I think the thing it has to say about applied theater and about its role in the world is we need to start listening to each other, because if we don't hear each other, then nothing gets fixed. I think that's so much of the problem with the world right now, is we don't hear each other and we miss each other. And how much better would the world be if we just listened? So I'd very much like to thank Miss Angelilli for showing me that the role of applied theater is to get each other to listen, because that's how things change. So before I let you go, the thing I encourage you to do is start really listening to one another. Practice emphatic listening. Repeat back what people tell you, because then they respond better and you respond better, and relationships heal and people heal and things change. And with that, I'm just going to ask you to click like and subscribe. I'll put my social media down in the description. I'll put websites for stuff Miss Angelilia has done through the Adventure Project and the A-Step website, because I think everybody needs to learn more about A-Step. And I hope y'all have a nice day. See you later, my freaky darlings.